Hey guys, Rino from OneStopAbruzzo, welcome back to the channel. So you've done it, you bought your place, hopefully through me in Abruzzo or elsewhere in Italy. You set aside some budget for renovation, things are excellent, you have the money, you are pumped up, all good, right? Maybe not. Let's see. Today we explore and break down the positive and negative aspects of the renovation. Everything you have to factor in, everything. At least a comprehensive list of things that you have to factor in when you are thinking about renovating in Italy. Let's go.
Let's start with the positives. There are plenty. Renovating a property in Abruzzo can be an incredibly rewarding experience. It is why. So first of all, there are affordable property prices. If we take a look at the other regions, Abruzzo offers some of the most affordable property prices. Whether you choose countrysides or villas or townhouses, you'll get much more for your money here compared to, for example, Umbria, Tuscany, Lazio, and Abruzzo will be among the cheapest regions in Italy. And I want to stress out, this is not because there is lack of charm and history. Many properties here have an incredible historical features like exposed stone walls, wooden beams, centuries-old fireplace. If you decide to renovate, this allows you to bring these elements back to life. Of course, the other advantage is that it's tailored to your vision. When you renovate, you can create the perfect blend of modern comfort and Italian tradition. You can have your own home that suits your taste and lifestyle. Something worth mentioning is that the cost of labor in Italy is not cheap, don't get me wrong, but it's considerably lower than in other countries. I always speak with some mates that I still have in Ireland and Germany, and they are doing some works, and they say that the renovation costs are through the roof, and I can imagine in the US or Canada it can only be the same. Generally here renovations are more budget friendly. Among the positives, the last one, of course, here you have the perfect chance to connect with the community. This means local artisans, contractors, suppliers. I mean, ethically, it's a great way to integrate into the community and support the economy. After the positives, of course, we will talk about the negatives. You know, the channel is all about being open and being straightforward. So, first of all, the Italian bureaucracy. We are not renewed for the speed in bureaucracy. And by the way, if you're following my renovation projects at my grandmother's house, which I will link here in the video, you can see that this is no exception. I think I've been waiting 2 months only to get the quote, and I'm a local, so obtaining permits, dealing with zoning laws, navigating regulation, this is of course time consuming. So for some of you that you may be used to different speeds of doing things, this can become a little bit frustrating, but don't give up just yet, don't give up. Another negatives of the renovation is of course unforeseen costs. When you start renovating, you will know that there will be hidden issues with the quotes that you got. Maybe you find some structural damage, maybe there is an outdated plumbing that you weren't anticipating to change. So those surprises, when they start adding up, they can become a considerable chunk extra on your budget. So make sure you factor those in the costs. Time delays, like we touched. You have this in every country. I'm not saying Italy is any better or worse, but here sometimes the contractors have a lot of work to do, so they might not be strictly speaking adhering to your schedule. So this is something that you always have to factor in, and my recommendation is that you are straightforward when you're signing the contract with them. You manage exactly what you expect, and this will save you some surprises. Of course, there are external factors that you can't always foresee, like weather, but in general, if you are careful at the beginning and you manage the expectation, yours and the company's, correctly, you will find time management that can be dealt with. Sometimes something to factor in that flies completely under the radar is the remote location. So there are some amazing towns, the rural charm of Abruzzo is a big draw, but this can also mean that there are limited contractors. So for example, if you are buying around Chieti, around Pescara, around Lanciano, around Vasto, of course you will have all available. Contractors are more widely available and they have to travel less distance. But let's say you love an house in the mountains, and that's something that you always need to think of. Like, will there be an extra cost for a company to come and work here? How long is the commuting from the headquarters of the company to my place? So make sure you factor this in very carefully. Last but not least, the language barriers. Of course, many of the viewers of the channel are not Italian speakers. This is perfectly normal, and that's also where I come in with support. By the way, if you are supporting in Patreon, you will see I already have a tier where I intercede when you're dealing with the properties. So make sure you check it out. So make sure someone speaks a little bit of English at least to ease the communication. So if I can summarize really quickly, so make sure you hire local experts. There are plenty of contractors which are so big nationwide, but maybe they don't have anyone local here. So make sure the company you hire are from Abruzzo. Plan for the unexpected. So of course, this is a good rule of thumb. Plan at least 20% extra on your budget for unexpected costs. Visit often if you're renovating from abroad. If not, ask me or anyone else if you don't want to deal directly with me, but make sure there is someone that can go to the property and check the works, that can send you pictures. This is something that I can do on a small scale now. It is in the radar for expansion, but for now, if you're planning a renovation, this is something that I can do for you. Of course, learn basic Italian will always help, and patience is key. Like I mentioned, I'm a project manager, so I know that the importance of schedule, time adherence, but when it comes to renovation, just make sure to set some patience aside. Will always help you living this stress-free.
So, is renovating in Abruzzo in Italy worth it? I think it's always a yes. I mean, nothing in life comes as easy, especially if it's a big project. And renovation, moving into another country, it's a big project. But on the other end, what can satisfy you the most than completing a challenging renovation? Easy things don't fulfill, right? So I think if you are careful and you pay attention to the things that we discussed, we can significantly limit the amount of stress when it comes to renovation. So hopefully you decide to do it. Do you have already some houses into your radar? Let us know in the comments. Join the Facebook group to discuss, and see you in the next video.